Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Rayleen Hargreaves. I'm Principal Consultant and Product Owner of DataMine's Reconcilor. Today I'm going to show you how Reconcilor helps identify and manage variations across the entire mine value chain by incorporating three key aspects of reconciliation: spatial, temporal and physical reconciliation. So spatial reconciliation refers to understanding how that material moves through the physical locations in the mine, from the resource model through mining to the processing plant. Temporal reconciliation ensures that we are accounting for when things happen, so we can track variances in real time or over different periods. And here we're more familiar with like the end of months or quarterly or annual reporting. Physical reconciliation allows us to verify the actual mass and grade of material that moves through each stage, but also metal. Physical reconciliation looks at tons, grade, and metal. So using Reconcilor's powerful tools, I'm going to show you the continuum, the model comparison, and the trends data analysis screens, where we can address each of these aspects in a transparent and efficient way. Let's dive in and see how. Let's start with spatial reconciliation by looking at the continuum screen. This screen provides a comprehensive view of how material moves physically across the mine, and it covers each stage from the resource model through mining, crushing, production, processing, production, and of course shipping. So whilst we can see how the material flows through the mine value chain, and we can see values for each node across that mine value chain, you've also got the opportunity to set up reconciliation comparisons between any of the different nodes. And here I've set up some as a factor or a ratio, but I also have set one up here as a percentage difference between two nodes. If we look at the variance between the mine production and the mine delivered node, we can see there's a 3.82% difference for tonnes. If I selected, let's say, a metal, we'll see that it updates with, and it's now got a 17.54% difference between the metal. I am looking at ore only. In the top filter, we can see that it's ore only, not ore and waste. And the ability to look at what's actually happening to give us that difference in that comparison is really important. And when it comes to the difference between what's being mined and what is being delivered to the crusher, we know that stockpiles play a huge part in any variance that you may see. And in this case, it's almost 42,000 tonnes for the 1 month. And that's because we've actually fed more to the crusher from stockpiles than what we have delivered. So think of this as like the stockpile delta for this particular comparison. By analysing this in real time, we can quickly investigate if there's a variance, so we can easily see if there's a variance and if it requires corrective action. So the continuum screen focuses on spatial reconciliation, and in this particular case, I'm looking at all locations across the mine value chain, but I could drill down into a particular pit or a particular mine. It helps us trace material across the mine and across processing, ensuring that no variance goes unnoticed. Now let's explore physical reconciliation using the model comparison screen. This screen allows us to compare the actual physical properties of the material, such as tonnes or volume and grade and metal, against the predicted models. So let me show you how we can compare the resource model to, say, the reserve model and, again, the grade control model. If we go back down to, I can see here in November, we can see a discrepancy in the grade between the resource and reserve models and the grade control model. So it's a prime example of where physical reconciliation comes into play, allowing us to investigate whether this is due to unaccounted dilution, inefficiencies in recovery, or miscalculations in the model. So the model comparison screen gives us a clear visual representation of how the physical properties of the material, like mass and grade, compare to predictions, making it a vital tool for physical reconciliation. Lastly, let's take a look at temporal reconciliation with the trends data analysis screen. So this screen helps us analyse data over time, hence the trends name, ensuring that variances are tracked not just spatially or physically, but also across different time frames. And I've chosen a 12-month time frame here and looking at it by month. So here we can review reconciliation data over the 12 months. Notice that there are recurring variances during certain months. So we look at the November and we can see that we've got the plant production and the mine production extremely higher than the resource and the reserve. And you would go and investigate what's happening there. Same with September. But again, it's that recurring variances over time. We do expect them to be more aligned. So back down in February, they were far more aligned. And that's what we're looking at. If we had been looking at this data on a monthly basis, we would have seen already in March that the mine production ounces, and we're looking at ounces here, we're starting to actually go a little bit higher than what we were actually getting out of the plant. And you may have been able to make some changes to what was happening in that mine production, so that grade control model, before we started to see that repeat and eventually a huge variance by the time we get to September. By identifying these trends, we can investigate whether there are seasonal issues, operational inefficiencies, or other time-based factors. It's just giving us a little bit of insight and early warning that there are variations happening, so that by the end of the year, we're not in for a huge surprise that we really did not compare well with our resource and our reserve model. What we can also do here is filter and drill down into specific periods to get a more detailed view, and it helps us understand when the variances are occurring. So we might want to go in and actually have a look at the March data and just see what's happening on that grade control model, bearing in mind the mine production is using the grade control grades and metal to move that along the mine value chain. So the trends data analysis screen provides crucial insights to temporal reconciliation. Not to say that you still can't do the spatial reconciliation by location, and also that physical reconciliation with the tonnes, the grade, and the metal. But this does help us track and understand how variances are evolving over time, allowing for strategic adjustments. In today's demonstration, we've explored how Reconcilor tackles spatial, physical and temporal reconciliation by using three key screens: the continuum, model comparison and trends data analysis screens. Together, these screens give us complete visibility into where, when and how variances occur across the mine value chain, enabling us to address them efficiently and improve overall performance. I hope this demonstration has been insightful, and I'm happy to answer any questions or dive deeper into any specific features. Thank you.